Right, so for our second card, we're taking one of the lacework panels and we're going to just mix it with our own card base. So I've taken Calypso Coral here because it works nicely tone on tone with the petal pink. So we're going to put these two together. Now, I have needed to cut this and I have made it 5.5 inches. Because if you take a regular card base, let me grab one I've got. So this is a card that I've made previously. If you take this and pop it on here, the card is longer, and that would be the same depending on which of these you're using. If you wanted to use this one, we would still need to trim a bit off here, and this one you could use a regular card because you're going to have that portion off the bottom anyway. So depending on which make and take pack you get, I will include, for if you get this one, I will include a regular card base. If you get this one or this one, they will be trimmed so that it's going to fit with a nice even margin. This is still just a little bit wider than it is top to bottom, but it's not so overwhelming that it looks wrong. So that's what we will get with this. Now, I'm actually using a happy birthday sentiment. This one is from the Artistically Inked set. Let me bring that in. That's this one. But obviously I can't provide stamped images when I provide the kits to you. As I've said, that's against Stampin' Up policy. So you will use whatever stamps you have got at home. So all I'm going to do is stamp, and I'm just using basic black, Memento black here for my sentiment. And I'm just going to stamp this, and I'm going to stamp it to one side. I'm actually going to stamp it over to the right, like that. And obviously we stamp it first. And that's sticking, there we are. And it looks slightly grayer because of the paper that we're on. Now, I would say as well to just turn it over and blot it. And even then, I would be careful to make sure that you don't smudge it. If you happen to make a mistake, and something goes wrong, then you can always get a strip of paper and cover and stamp your sentiment on and cover it up. So if you do happen to make a mistake, there you go, you've got that. The other thing is you can flip it over and use the white side if you prefer, and it doesn't have to be white. You could sponge this, you could brayer it. You could swipe your ink pad over. Be very careful and gentle on here. I wouldn't swipe on here. Make sure you've got some scrap in the background if you're doing that, okay? So, but what we're going to do is we're still going to use the little instruction leaflet for where to put our adhesive. So let me grab where I put my adhesive strips. So it's showing that I need adhesive strips, and I will include some adhesive strips in for you for this make and take project, not for the other one. So, and what we're going to do is lay that down there like that, and you want one above about there and another one above, oops, picked up two there. So we want one near the top there, and then we want one along the base here. And it also shows these grey ones are the mini dimensionals, not the mini glue dots. These mini dimensionals, not the glue dots. The glue dots are shown with a black spot. So if you can see a grey shape, that is your mini glue dot, mini dimensional. And if you see a black spot, that is your mini glue dot. Okay. Does it show? I don't know whether it shows that, but that's how it does work. So we've got those. So I want to put, before I do that, I want to put my mini dimensionals on, and I'm going to put these on. I'm going to try and put them nice and central, because you might just see a little bit of these through, and I just take care not to press too hard, because they might stick to your desk. That was sticking a little bit. So we're then going to peel tape off, and like I say, I will include whatever it happens to be is needed for the card. So I'm now going to pop this on here. I actually think it would have been better with a little bit of strip as well, evening it out at the edges. And what I'm going to include in the make and take pack, depending on which ones you've got, you will get an appropriate gem to use. So if you get this one, I'm going to include champagne rhinestones, because I just happen to think that these champagne rhinestones go beautifully with the petal pink and calypso coral look to this. If you get one of the other lacework designs, you may get some more of these gold dots, or you may get some different gems. So that is that, and now we just need an insert. And I forgot to cut my insert, so just do a quick. And the reason it is because it's actually going to be a bit shorter than usual. So because it's a 5.5 inch card, I'm going to cut that to 5.25 inches. So there we are. Let's move those out of the way. And then for our insert, I'm just going to stamp this. You could use whatever stamp set you happen to have got. So I'm going to pick out that flower, and I'm going to use the Best Wishes, which needs a quick clean. So we've got Happy Birthday on the outside. And as always, I'm trying to keep this nice and simple for folks that have perhaps not done crafting before. If you're an experienced crafter, then you are welcome to step these projects up with your own techniques. So I'm just going to pop the Best Wishes here, still using Memento Black, but then I'm going to add, let's pull that off, this flower from the same Artistically Inked set. and I'm just going to stamp that down there like that. I've used Calypso Coral ink, which is our darker colour on here, and then we're just going to add this as an insert to our card. So this is one way that you could get, obviously you need to add your own cardstock, but this is one way that you could get double the amount of cards from this kit. So instead of just 9 cards, you could get 18. So I'm just going to press that from the back. Like I said, I would recommend adding just a little bit of that strip, and you could use edge pieces here. I wish that I'd put those down the sides. I don't think that the instructions for this are quite supportive enough. So that's something to learn from what I've been doing here. And I'm just going to show how this fits in a regular envelope. And I need to open a new pack. And I won't be including the envelope for this one. The one that I did as our first project, you will get the matching envelope there. But obviously, if you're eking out the supplies and making 18 of these instead of 9, you're going to need to add some of your own envelopes. So this will fit in here. The envelope is a little bit large for it, but it fits in without any problem. Like I say, it's just that the envelope is just a little bit large, but not a heck of a lot. So I would use a standard envelope with this. So that is our second card. Like I say, your make and take kit may include this one, or it could include one of the others, this one or this one. So you will get one of the 3. Right, we will move on.